Greetings and welcome to this video. Welcome to this game and welcome to this world. This incredible world that I have just absolutely fallen in love with. And a story that has not only affected me, but is also something that I incredibly needed right now. As always, I am your host, Chroma Automatic. Days Gone is far from a perfect game. It has a couple of gameplay hiccups here and there. Sometimes the pacing isn't the best, and you might not understand some of the characters and their motives right away. But from start to finish, it was an experience for the books, and seriously, one that I will never forget. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a post-apocalyptic story set in Oregon of the United States. A deadly virus has ravaged the entire world, killing most people, and also often turning them into feral beasts known as freaks. You follow Deacon St. John, a former biker belonging to the Mongrels MC in Farewell, who has survived since the apocalypse began. You watch as his story unfolds and all the challenges that are brought along with trying to survive this hostile and unforgiving world. You control Deacon with a third-person camera. You have melee combat and ranged combat, both of which are fairly simple and not very innovative. You can't aim down sights on guns either unless you're using a sniper rifle. You rely solely on your crosshair to hit targets. You also have a motorcycle that you ride throughout the world. It's what gets you from point A to point B. This motorcycle can be upgraded with various parts, which is a nice touch, and you have to watch the damage and fuel levels while riding it. You can repair it using scrap. Scrap can also be used to craft various throwable weapons, traps, and melee weapons. Honestly, I really enjoyed being low on supplies and just running through a nearby town to stock up again. It really gave it that apocalypse feel, needing to scavenge things. This game looks incredible. It's a very visually pleasing game. The trees and the sunshine in the afternoons was almost beautiful despite the world being in ruins. This game had quite a few variants in landscape as well, and different weather types to further the environmental variation. The character models were amazing too. Some of the standard NPCs looked very similar, but the main characters were spectacular. The motion capture for the faces made the immersion that much better, as you could see every single facial expression very clearly, even the really subtle ones. For me, this game had superb environmental building. The look of the game, its surroundings, and the characters themselves were all quite good. Apparently several locations were even based on real tourist attractions that are in Oregon, but I don't really know anything about the area, so I can't confirm those for myself. Oh, and let's not forget the music. This game had a very unique soundtrack in that it had lots of acoustic guitar and piano. It kicks up the dramatic feel when necessary, but many of the game's soundtracks feel simple. Don't mistake this for being a bad thing though, because I think it fits very well with the no longer advanced life that these people have to live due to the apocalypse. I thoroughly enjoyed these tracks in the game, and I even went to find them on Spotify to re-listen to them. I feel like this game takes a bit of time to establish itself. It is a very slow burning game and not made to be played within a couple days. In fact, it took me about 2 weeks or more to finish this game on a casual playthrough. I clocked in about 60 hours to beat it from start to finish. I don't consider this a bad thing though, but some people might. And because of this reason, it didn't actually grab me right away. I bought this game on release back in 2019, but I only made it about 10 hours in before putting it down again. It wasn't until May of 2021 did I finish the game, and oh my god, am I so ever glad that I did. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this game to have the impact that it did on me. It's one of the few games that actually made me cry. Even Spider-Man PS4 couldn't do that, although it almost did. I grew so attached to these characters that seeing their lives unfold and the story take place, I just got so involved. I was entirely invested in this game. It's clear that a lot of love went into this story, and I am incredibly disappointed that Sony shot down a sequel. I don't know if it's ever possible to get one out of this game, but it could really use one. I won't get too much into the story and how it affected me and how I felt and why, because I'm going to be doing that in a separate video, which, by the way, will take some time to make. I want that video to really showcase how I felt, so don't really expect that for a while. But I will leave you with this. This game wasn't about the apocalypse. It wasn't about the freaks, the bandits, the harsh life, none of that. It was about survival. Just you, the overwhelming sense of approaching defeat, and the will to fight on, despite the odds. And that, right there, is why I needed this story. And maybe, just maybe, you do too. That was my experience, but let's talk about yours. Have you played this game? And if you have, what did you think about it? If you haven't played it yet, do you plan to? Because I highly recommend that you do. Just don't expect to jump in and beat it right away because it'll take you a while to complete. But let's talk about it down below. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to join our Discord server where we can continue the conversation. I'll link it in the description. I hope to see you again, but until then, I have been your host, Chrome Automatic, and I'll see you next time.